Okay, well, I scored a sweet job in Africa. I was working on aeroplanes that were flying aid into the Sudan, and one day I decided, well, I got the day off, and so I went to the next town and donated blood at the local hospital. Within an hour of donating the blood, I found myself being medevaced and treated for malaria, which they then told me it wasn't malaria. It wasn't till I returned to New Zealand and donated blood again that I was told I was HIV positive, and then I found out about seroconversion illnesses and sort of worked back there. The other option, of course, is I did have a couple of relationships in Africa, so it might have been the standard heterosexual way. After I was diagnosed with HIV, I had some decisions to make, and strangely enough, I told my neighbours, because I live on a farm in a rural environment, and I thought if they found me, injured and came to my aid, they needed to take precautions. I didn't tell my family, primarily because I didn't want my mother worrying about something she could do nothing about. I didn't tell my work people because I was a bus driver, and some parents react to all sorts of things that they know nothing about. And I had a very long period, because I knew quite early, of nothing. There was no visible effects, there was no sidelines, and there was no requirement for medication. So life continued as normal. Personally, I've only had very few negative reactions to being HIV positive. One time, a person said to a girlfriend of mine, "Don't kiss my children." Another time, I was filled out the old questionnaire at the dentist, and I watched the receptionist and the dental assistant having a little huddle, pointing at the paper that I've just filled out and then taking that sneaky look at me. So that was of course, in small town New Zealand, every time you apply for a job, you don't know who knows. And I've applied for a lot of jobs which I thought I was well qualified for and didn't even get to the interview stage. I don't know that it was because they knew I was HIV positive, but it's one of the possibilities. It could be also any of the others: age, race, gender, whatever. But it's always in the back of your mind. Most people you talk to still have a 70s, early 80s perspective of HIV, and I'm on one pill a day for the rest of my life. As long as I stay compliant to that, they expect me to live to 90. I'm not contagious. They can't even detect the virus in my viral load in my blood, and so that living with the disease is not hard. It's just people's reactions to what they don't know about HIV.